Thank you very much. Next, we will go to Mr. Chartrand online. The floor is yours. You have 3 minutes, please. Oh, sir, you're on mute. Just want to make sure that you.
No. Okay, is that good? Is that good?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I understand the committee is burning the midnight oil, and I think, of course, I thank you for all this late hours of work you're doing. Thank you to the committee members for the invitation to present to the Transportation, Infrastructure and Communities Committee on Bill C-5 today. On Monday, I spoke to the Senate Committee of the Whole alongside leadership from the AFN and ITK on this important legislation. Today, my presentation will focus on the importance of consultation and the role of legitimate rights holders. The MMF is the national government of Red River Métis and represents our citizens' rights, claims, and interests no matter where they live, inside and outside of Manitoba. The Red River Métis is Canada's negotiating partner and confederation and founders of Manitoba. We're the only Indigenous people to bring a province into Canada. The Red River Métis are Section 35 rights holders. The MMF is the only Métis government with a modern-day treaty. In 1870, in establishing Manitoba, the Red River Métis negotiated a unique treaty that included land for our families and children. Subsequently, we were not recognized by Canada as a people or nation, nor did we receive the land. In its ruling on the unfulfilled Métis land grant section of Manitoba Act 1870, the Supreme Court of Canada held, and I quote, the following, that the ongoing rift in the national fabric that Section 31 was adopted to cure remains unremedied. And further, unfinished business of reconciliation of the Métis people with Canadian sovereignty is a matter of national and constitutional import. End of quote. In 2004, Canada, the Red River Métis Self-Government Recognition and Implementation Treaty is an important step towards reconciliation. However, the treaty will not come into force until implementation legislation is passed, and we hope it'll be soon. As Canada seeks to strengthen the Federation, part of that effort should be devoted to remedy the rift in the national fabric and the unfinished business of reconciliation with our citizens by moving to settle our land claim and immediately passing our treaty's implementation legislation. As Canada's partner in Confederation, we have a unique relationship with Canada and a special interest in the ongoing success of integrity of our country. We understand the importance of this legislation and support its intent and strengthen the economy and diversify markets. While this bill is not perfect, we see the opportunity this moment presents to build on the recent success of Canada's policy of forming a distinct-based government-to-government, nation-to-nation relationship with the Red River Métis. The MMF is the sole representative of the constitutionally recognized Red River Métis collectivity. It is through our government that early participation and meaningful consultation must begin and end. In the past, the Crown has tried to work around our duly elected government by turning to individuals and NIOs to fulfill their duty to consult. I want to emphasize, neither of these options will fulfill Canada's duty to consult with the Red River Métis. Our relationship with Canada is direct and cannot be ignored or worked around. In acting on this bill, Canada must work with legitimate Indigenous rights holders and their governments. This also means that our governments must be respected. We must not be held in lower regard than provinces or municipalities. We are no less than any other governments in this country, and we must be respected as such. In our case, the MMF must be where Canada focuses its efforts. We expect the following: to be consulted early and often on projects to ensure that we have an opportunity to meaningfully partner, to work with us to identify national interest projects and co-develop project criteria, to be included via procurement, equity, participation, and workforce participation. Further, we must be involved in the establishment of the Indigenous Advisory Council. There should be a commitment from the government that they will work with legitimate Indigenous governments in establishing this important council. In closing, I want to clarify and state that we are ready to support this bill with the understanding it will be implemented properly. To us, this means working with legitimate rights holders, governments, during all the phases of the project, from identification to selection to delivery. This timely implementation of this legislation is imperative. We face a great economic threat from the South, and a recession would disproportionately impact our people. In this in mind, that the MMF is prepared to stand with the Government of Canada in the timely passing and the implementation of Bill C-5. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, President Chartrand. Next.